What's the moment that made you finally see your dad as your hero? My dad bought that Harley back in 1997, right after I was born. Not a running bike, just this busted 1976 shovelhead he pulled out of a barn sale for $300. Every Saturday morning, I'd sit on my little stool in the garage while he worked on it, handing him wrenches and listening to his stories about the cross-country trip he'd take when he retired. "Maybe you'll come with me," he'd say, ruffling my hair with his greasy hands. 2 months ago, I'm drowning in bills when this letter arrived from my loan servicer. "Your federal student loan account has been paid in full, all $68,000, just gone." I called them twice, thinking it was a mistake. The representative says, "A family member made the payment on October 15th. You're all clear." I immediately called Dad, blubbering like a baby. He just chuckled and said, "About time you caught a break, kiddo. Now you can actually start living." Wouldn't let me get all emotional, just kept asking about my job and if I was eating enough. Last week, Mom called me over for their anniversary dinner. While Dad's grilling, she pulls me aside with this huge smile. "Want to know a secret about your loans?" She tells me Dad sold the Harley to a collector in Phoenix, who'd been following his restoration blog for 15 years. The guy paid top dollar because Dad had documented everything, kept every receipt, and photographed every step. I found Dad in the backyard, flipping burgers. "Mom told me about the bike," I said. He just smiled and goes, "Best investment I ever made. That thing went from $300 to $70,000. Not bad for a hobby, right? But here's what got me." He pulls out his phone and shows me this photo the buyer sent him. The bike's in this gorgeous garage in Phoenix, polished and gleaming. "Guy takes it out every weekend," Dad says. Sends me pictures from his rides. "Look, here's one at the Grand Canyon." He's genuinely excited, scrolling through photos like a proud parent. The next morning, I'm telling my coworker Jenna about it, and she starts tearing up. "Your dad literally gave you your future," she says. Word gets around the office, and suddenly everyone's sharing stories about their parents' sacrifices. My boss Hugo tells me his mom sold her wedding ring to pay for his coding boot camp. Another colleague's parents drove the same car for 20 years to save for her college. That weekend, my siblings found out. My brother Adam calls from Denver, initially upset that Dad sold the family heirloom. But then he goes quiet and says, "Remember when we were kids and Dad would let us sit on it and pretend to ride?" My sister Emma drove down from Columbus just to hug Dad. Even my brother Tony, who never gets emotional, brought over this framed photo he'd taken of Dad with the bike last summer. Dad's buddy Rick came by with beers, acting all grumpy about losing his road trip partner. But then he raises his beer and goes, "To the best damn dad I know." Dad actually got choked up at that one. Rick announces he's buying his own bike next spring, and Dad's gonna help him fix it up. "Needs something to do in that garage," Dad says, grinning. "The beautiful part came yesterday." Dad texts me to come over, says he has something to show me. In the garage, where the Harley used to be, there's this workbench set up with a laptop. "Started an online consultation thing," he says. "That buyer connected me with other collectors. They pay me to video call and help with their restorations. Made $2,000 this month just talking about carburetors." He shows me his setup, all proud. Has this ring light my mom bought him, a good webcam, even made business cards that say, "Vintage Motorcycle Restoration Consultant." He's got 3 regular clients already and a YouTube channel with 5,000 subscribers. Turns out people really want to hear old guys talk about bikes. He laughs. While we're standing there, the Phoenix buyer video calls him, puts Dad on speaker, and we hear the Harley starting up, that distinctive rumble filling the garage through the laptop speakers. "Taking her to Sedona today," the guy says. "Thanks to you, she runs like a dream." Dad's face lights up like I haven't seen in years. Mom comes out with coffee and whispers to me, he's happier than he's been in years. Says he feels like he finally did something that mattered. She shows me this letter Dad had framed. It's my thank you note from when I was 8, crayon drawing of the motorcycle and all, that says my dad is the best dad because he can fix anything. Last night, Dad sends me a text. "Saw you paid it forward with that scholarship donation to your old high school. Proud of you, kiddo. That's how we keep the good stuff going." He's right. 26 years of Saturdays in that garage weren't about the bike at all.